A local pastor has set off a firestorm of controversy following a scathing letter to the editor on Carnival. The three-day fetting takes place this weekend. Mincing no words, Kingdom Life Church pastor Cedric Moss lambasted the festival for its public nudity, brazen vulgarity, and unbridled debauchery, charging that the government is facilitating moral decline. You see, as far as Pastor Moss is concerned, while the Minnis-led administration can rightly say it has separated itself from the Christie government in terms of funding Carnival, Peter, he said, is no better than Paul when it comes to moral irresponsibility. Mr. Moss argued that both administrations see nothing wrong with groups of men and women frolicking in the streets and public spaces, engaging in sexually degrading and lewd conduct while promoting and facilitating an environment of excessive alcohol consumption and disregard for public decency laws. This, said the pastor, is the type of moral and social decline those who have been elected for good governance are facilitating and funding, and then will later come to the church asking to help to address. Well, despite what some would call his far-left views, Pastor Moss secured the backing of a few callers into Love 97's daily talk show, Issues of the Day.
It is so preposterous and hypocritical of us as Bahamians to condone this kind of thing, and I applaud the government for not funding it as well. When you look at the level of rape and all these other social ills that come about as a result of things like this, and it goes further to the television, what the children are seeing. And so I want to applaud him.
We grew up in a country, right, where you couldn't even see a woman live. Even in your house, Mr. Jones, your parents, you couldn't even look on your parents' nakedness or even your sister. Mr. Jones, for children to be doing those type of things in our country, parading on the road like that, Mr. Jones, that is outrageous.
The word carnival comes from the word carnal, which means fleshly, and the nature of the beast cannot be made moral.
Now, while Pastor Moss's views garnered some support, by the same token, he was roasted for his position.
You got to be careful with these reverends. There's so many mullahs, where they tell you how to behave. God gave us free will. No, I don't see nothing wrong with Carnival. I don't see nothing wrong with people expressing themselves.
The level of hypocrisy, what is sin and what does the Bible say? We should do everything in moderation, right? We have ministers coming out to speak against the carnival, yet in this same beautiful Bahamas, where it's better in the Bahamas, we have so many things going on that are biblically immoral, and it states plain and in big, bold letters in the Bible that we shouldn't do, yet they either harness it, host it, or don't speak out about it, which is the same. It's really, the explanation for the carnival, it's really just another festival.
Pastor Moss is asking for prayers that there be national repentance and that this national disgrace, as he called it, be removed. Carnival, meantime, takes place May 4th through the 6th. In other news, the government has introduced the Over the Hill initiative, and while business owners applaud the idea, they say there's much more to think about.
You have to start at some point, and you can always amend. America amend the Constitution. We try to amend our Constitution. You can always add. But you have to start at some point, you have to start somewhere. And the starting point right now is to allow people who have some type of profession to open a business in the Over the Hill area and allow them to bring whatever they need to bring in duty-free.
The local entrepreneurs also say that while the Economic Empowerment Initiative is a good one, there must be room for the initiative to successfully take place.
In order to run a successful or to operate a business in this area, it has to be someone who is closing down, going out of business, and someone comes along, want to use that same building to do their business, but as far as extra properties, there's none.
The local entrepreneurs also expressed opinions about expats business owners in the community.
We find most of the businesses around here, the smaller businesses are owned by the expatriates of this community. They seem to have made inroads in our area. But all the same, persons like myself who operate a business and have been in business for quite some time we're holding our own.
Notice all the Chinese are moving over the hill? There's a reason why they're moving over the hill. There's plenty of money over the hill to be made. But it should be made by people who live and thrive in these communities.
A town hall meeting for the Over the Hill initiative will be held this evening at Bethel Baptist Church on Meeting Street. The Central Bank's latest economic and financial report bearing out what Nassau Airport development officials pretty much predicted. Based on the numbers, the Easter holiday shaped up to be another good one for the local tourism sector. This based on initial data that suggests that in March, tourism activity was relatively brisk. Now, figures show that visitor departures in the Lynden Pinley International Airport grew by 20.9% during the review month, a reversal from the 10.2% reduction in the comparable period of 2017. And an analysis of airport data for the first quarter showed a similar trend, as net passenger departures through LPIA increased by 13.8% vis-a-vis a 6.5% decline in the same period last year. Heading into the Easter holiday night, officials attributed the uptick to the prolonged cold weather in the United States. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.